going on, guys? Kirk here from MotoGear TV. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. And as you guys can see from the title of the video, we're going to be doing a very interesting and unique mod to the headlights of the M2. Now, I have been seeing a few YouTubers and a few people on Instagram doing this mod to their F80s and also their G80s. And what we've been seeing a few of these owners do is that they've been swapping out the DRL LED chips that are in their angel eyes, and instead have been going for the retro look, swapping out the white LEDs for yellow LEDs. So today, that's exactly what we're going to be doing on the M2, but I am going to be doing my own unique twist onto it. Now, I'm not sure exactly how this is going to turn out. Just so you guys know, I do have the full set for my headlights, but I figured, you know, in the essence of wanting to try something new and stand out, I am going to be swapping out the inner angel light to yellow. Again, I'm not sure exactly how this is going to turn out. If it's that it looks too funky or too weird, I'm going to be doing the full set, but this is just me trying to experiment with my car, giving my own twist to it. Now, a few people, especially those guys who own like E46s and E36s, would see this as being paying homage to that DTM style headlight setup where you have the inner part of the headlight yellow and the outside part white. Again, this is just my experimentation on it. Not sure exactly how it's going to turn out, but I am super excited. This is going to be a pretty easy install. You're going to need pretty much basic tools to get it done. Now, for this install, we're going to have to remove the stock LED chips from the LED module housing. However, I did go ahead and pick up a brand new set just so it'll make for an easier install, and if I don't like it, I can easily just swap them out, no problem. Now, because we are going to only do the inner part of the headlight, I only picked up a pair of the inner parts. Now, again, this is just my personal preference. I am going to test it out, see how I like it. If it's that I don't like it and eventually want to change the outer headlights as well, I can go ahead and do so. If you guys watch F80 Ho Viet, he also did this to his F80 and it looks especially mean on a black car, so I figured why not do this to my M2 as well. Alright, so as I mentioned, the install on these is pretty simple. These are going to be the LED boards that you're going to be swapping out. Now, specifically for you guys who have the OG M2 with the pre-LCI headlight, it's going to come with 4 modules, 2 on each side, one for the outer, one for the inner. Again, we are swapping out just the inner part just to see how it will look. Now, for us doing so, we're going to have to remove these stock LED modules right here. Probably just going to take it off using a flathead screwdriver. We're going to remove any type of residue that's going to be on it, clean it off, and then once that is done, we're going to go ahead and install this by using some thermal paste. Now, before we go ahead and swap these out, because these are brand new modules, I do want to go ahead and test out to see if this one looks brighter than the stock one that's in it right now. And if in fact it does look brighter, I think we should probably keep these white and then swap out the original ones to yellow. So currently, this is what stock looks like. We are going to be just swapping out the inner portion just to see if it's a little bit brighter, and at least then I can compare it with the other side just to make sure. Now, to go ahead and remove this module, you're going to use a T20 Torx. Remove these 3 screws. You're going to pull the module out slowly. Now, the LED module is going to be plugged into a harness inside the headlight. So when you're taking the module off, you're just going to be very careful to not pull and snag any wires. From there, disconnect the harness, and then we can go ahead and take it out. And here was that little wire I was telling you about. Based on how it's clipped in, it seems like you're gonna have to remove it from the top. I think probably just peel this back and then slide it off. Alright, so now with the stock module out, let's go ahead and test out what the new one looks like. Alright, you guys can kind of see that side and this side. It honestly looks about the same. Don't think there's any real difference. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a really big difference, so I think what I'll go ahead and do, just keep the new modules as a backup and go ahead and swap out the new chips on the original module. Okay, so it's been a few hours. We finally had some time to let the new LED boards cure on the housing. Everything seems to be seated properly. We did use some thermal paste, which is included in the kit. Everything seems to be good. We are going to go ahead and do a test fitment just to show you guys what it looks like. But before I do so, I think it was at least good to show you guys a comparison of what the OEM housing looks like in comparison to the new ones that we got. So pretty much similar setup. The only thing I really noticed that was different is on the original housing, the LED boards are held in by these 2 Torx screws. I guess this is just to make sure that nothing happens if the thermal paste somehow fails. And because I didn't get to show you guys how we removed it, I think I'll show you guys how we do it on this side, which is going to be the right side of the car. Very basic tools. We are going to be using flatheads to remove it. Basically, you just want to get the flathead in at a nice angle, apply some pressure. We're going to be using the table just as a support. Pretty much we're going to look for a small opening in between the board, apply some pressure, and then slide it off. Now after we do that, there is going to be a little bit of residue from the thermal paste that's on it, so we're going to use this bigger flathead to remove that. Again, this was the excess thermal paste I was talking about. Just use a flathead to remove it, nothing hard. Okay, now with the surface clean, we use some isopropyl alcohol. We can go ahead and put on the new LED board onto the housing. Again, we're going to be using our thermal paste. I want to use a good amount to make sure that you definitely want this board to stay in place. Should be good. You want to make sure that the orientation is good. Just as a reference, these 2 bumps right here should match up with the bumps on the housing itself. And again, it's going to go ahead and carefully line it up, and you just want to press down. Now we didn't put too much thermal paste on it because again, you don't want it to be oozing out the sides, just enough to make sure that it's going to sit in place, and that should be good. Now from here, just going to let it sit for a few hours, make sure it cures properly, and then we can put it in the car. But because we already have this one ready to go, I think it's time to show you guys what it looks like. Okay. So connect it in. Okay. Alright guys, now for the moment of truth. Alright. Okay, not bad, not bad. I'll show you guys what it looks like side by side. A little close up, and that's definitely very, very lemon yellow. This side right here. It's different. I don't know how I feel about having just one of the angel eyes on, but I think we should wait until we go ahead and put in the second one just to kind of see what the full effect looks like. Again, this is just me trying to experiment. Alright, and here she is, the final product. And man, I have to say guys, it's not picking up on camera that good right now, but this thing looks menacing. Really happy with the choice I made doing the inner rings yellow. I think it came out perfect in my opinion, but right now I'm really liking the nice contrast that it's giving, especially with all the little gold accents. I think this sets the car off really nice, and I really can't wait to show off this thing at BIMA Invasion. That's going to be on February 18th in Orlando, Desaland Park. Make sure you guys come out and show us some support. And for those of you who are interested in doing this mod to your car, I'm happy to announce I did get a couple sets that we will be listing on the website MotoGeargarage.com. So for those of you who have the pre-LCI headlights, I got you, and I also have a few limited sets in stock for the LCI headlight that's going to be on the 2018 Up M2 competition. So for those of you who are interested in getting this mod, we will have it available for sale at a very good price as well. So make sure you guys check out all the new inventory. We've uploaded a lot more products since our first launch in November. Make sure you guys check it out and stay tuned because we have plenty more parts to stock. But not much more to say. I think we're going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Stay tuned for more geared up content, more content on the M2, more content on the M3, and a host of new things to come for 2023. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next one, and until then, we're gone.